Alright, we're back. It's video 7 of Live, Laugh, Love Lakers. So I'm gonna start this video off by addressing a comment I had in my last video. Looks like it was Tyler Rice. He said, "Love the takes, Big Guy. Love that you mentioned the big three off the bench, but with them playing so well, there's been a decrease in production for the man who never looks to pass, Mr. Dennis Schroeder." With how the NBA is shaping up this year, do you think the Lakers could contend with a team like the Nets without getting better, more consistent guard play from Dennis? And don't even get me started about KCP. So, Tyler, what I would like to say is I agree with you. Dennis has been a little inconsistent, and a lot of that comes from his, he gets hot from three, and then it gets cold from three. But another thing with Dennis that I personally have a problem with is he's very predictable in his pick and roll game. Anytime he's looking to attack every single time. And he's very quick, very, very quick, and that's why he can get to the basket so often. But let me tell you, man, everybody says speed kills, but you know what kills even more? The ability to change pace. That's why someone like Luka Doncic is more unguardable than someone like De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox still a stud of a player, but he might be the fastest player in the league. Luka, kind of, very average dude, not fast at all. But that man can change pace and knows how, he just keeps the defense on its heels. So I would say I would like Dennis to get more, just not predictable. He needs to change it up in the pick and roll. He needs to look to hit the roll. He needs to look to kick it out. Even look for that mid range a little more, because pretty much every single time he's looking to attack the rim, which we do. We love the aggression, but you got to switch it up. In this league, you cannot be predictable, and that's something that he just has kind of been this season. I would like to see him being a little more consistent, but that's just the type of player he is. I think it'll come during the playoffs. I think he'll have to get that. I think LeBron will get in his ear, and I think he will get I think he'll make that adjustment because teams are gonna realize that's what he's doing off the pick and roll. That's the only thing he's going for. So I think that adjustment will come. It'll just take a little time. We'll see. And you say, yeah, I see you mentioned my man KCP. And we all know how KCP is. He did this last year. He started the season off last year shooting like 15% in the first 15, 20 games of the season from three. But then he heated up and he finished the season, I think, shooting 40%. KCP is a very hot and cold guy also, and right now he's in a cold stretch. He's not played great over the past month and a half or so, but I still got faith in my man KCP. He came up big for us in the playoffs, and I think if we don't trade him, then I think he'll do it again. But I do think we are. I think we'll. When Bron and AD come back, I think we can compete with the Nets if we meet them in the finals. I think the Nets I think they're gonna have issues because they got too many one-on-one guys, and Kyrie, Harden, and KD. Obviously Harden has learned to play the point better, but I think they've been playing really well. They've been winning a lot of games, but they all three have not been on the court really for any substantial amount of time. It's just been either one of the three or two of the three, and two stars is a lot easier to work together than it is three. You saw in the Miami Heat big three, Chris Bosh went from, being a 23 and 11 guy in Toronto. It's only averaging 15 or 16 points a game for the Heat. You got to make that sacrifice, and I don't see any of the big three taking a step back really. I think it would have to be Kyrie, but he's a scorer. That's who he is. And I really don't see Harden going full, point guard mode. I really just don't see it. So I like our chances with our current roster if we come back healthy. I think we're just better fit together. Like I said, once we get that rim protector, I think our team will be, ideal and complete. But yeah, I do think that we can compete with the Nets without making another big addition. So that's what I got to say to you, Tyler Rice. Appreciate the comment. Love to respond to these. So keep them coming, boys. But Also, let's see. What we're going to talk about this week is I'm not even going to go into all three of the games because, well, it was three losses, and that is a result of the first game this week. It was against the Hawks. Solomon Hill took out my man Bron's ankle. So LeBron is hurt. Obviously, that now we know they say he's going to be out. I've seen reports of 4 to 6 weeks, but I've also seen 3 to 4. I think it's going to be about 3 weeks. Because as we know, Bron is Iron Man. He will come back. He's never injured for significant amount of time. So I think we'll be okay. We're gonna lose some games, and we're the 3 seed right now. We will probably drop in the rankings. I'm predicting that we'll still finish the season. I think we can, if we can, clutch out the 5 or 6 seed. That'd be nice. I think the 6 seed is more realistic. And that sucks. We won't get home court advantage, but you know how it is without all these fans because of COVID. That's not as big of a deal. But I really do feel bad for the other teams who are gonna, maybe the 3 seed who's gonna have to see us in the first round. That really sucks for them because I think that we're gonna come back and I think we'll be ready for that push because I think AD and Bron will both come back around the same time. Um, so I think we'll be okay. And what else we're going to talk about today is the trade deadline. That's today at 3 o'clock. We've already seen some big trades. The Magic sent their star center Vukovic to the Bulls, which I think is a great addition for them. It should make them probably similar to like the Pacers are in the East. They should be top 4 or 5 team in the East. Vukovic is a stud. So it looks like right now what I'm looking for is I'm keeping my eyes on the Kyle Lowry situation. Kyle Lowry, it looks like the Lakers and the Heat are the ones interested in him. The Sixers wanted him too, but it looks like they gave up on that because they traded for George Hill from the Thunder. So the way I was seeing it to make the money work to get Kyle Lowry, we would have to give up someone or somewhere along the lines of Dennis, Kuzma, and like KCP, or Dennis, KCP, THT, a combination like that. And I really do not like that. I like Kyle Lowry. He's a great defender, very high IQ player, and I think he'd be amazing with Bron, especially as like a third guy. I mean, I think that's kind of where he needs to be anyways. Kind of like where he was on the Raptors that year that they won with Kawhi and Pascal. But I like Dennis, and I like our bench. Our bench is good with Kuz, Trez, THT. I'm a big KCP guy. I always have. I know he's hot and cold, but I do not want to do that trade. I would like Lowry, but the only way I would be okay if that happened is if we got like maybe a third team in the deal, and maybe if we just gave up Dennis and someone else. But I mean, I guess that would probably help us, and we're trying to win now, which is that's what we're doing. But I like Dennis, and I think we can win with Dennis. And Dennis is only 27, so I don't know. I wouldn't do the trade myself. I don't think the Lakers are going to make the move. We will see in the next couple hours if it happens. But what I think, the Lakers are really going to look for, they're not really looking at the trades as much. Obviously, they're, I guess, in talks for Lowry, but to make their team the best, they're going to be looking for the buyout market after 3 p.m. today. That's when we'll know if our boy Andre Drummond is getting bought out or not, and some of these other guys. If we could pick up a 3-and-D wing, that would be nice. But I know they just the Heat, I believe, just traded Mo Harkless somewhere. I didn't see where, but it was if someone like Mo Harkless became available from the buyout, I would love to see him. Just 3-and-D guys are always needed, and more depth. But really, we're just gonna keep our eye out for Andre Drummond and that sweepstakes. I saw a report he was in LA yesterday, so we're gonna see if what's going on with that. I don't think the Nets will sign him. I just don't see it. I don't think he helps them that much. But yeah. So that's what's going on this week. Like I said, I didn't want to get into those games because it's pretty predictable. We are, without our two stars, we are losing games. Our boy Trez is playing, he's playing well. He's scoring between 20 to 25 points a night, leading us. Dennis is doing what he can. But the way we're gonna have to win games without these guys is just simply locking up on defense and communicating. And then, I think the points will come because Trez, Dennis, Kuz, and THT are all scoring pretty well and pretty efficiently. And I think they're ready to step up. So, what we need to do, we just need to try to win half the games while they're gone to just not drop totally in the rankings. And if we can go out of the regular season with like a 5 or 6 seed, we'll be okay. And when you got Bron on your team, all you got to do is make the playoffs. You make the playoffs, you got a chance. You saw it the year the Cavs had that trash squad, and they were the 4 seed, and they just ran through everybody in the playoffs. I mean, Bron's gonna go playoff mode, and we'll have AD back, so I think we'll be all right. So, just keep an eye out for the next 2 hours for the trade deadline, and keep an eye out for the buyout and see what happens with that. It could be some big moves, so we'll see. Um, if anybody's got any comments, leave them. I'll respond to them next video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.